Welcome back to Jose's Corner. So the next episode in last week's Steven Bomb is called Keystone Motel. Basically, this episode is more centralized on Garnet and her relationship. Few key points here. Sapphire has one eye, which explains why they only have 3 eyes when they fuse into Garnet. Ruby has fire powers, and Sapphire is ice, which quickly makes her my favorite gem right now. Now, this episode basically shows them tearing apart at this whole situation with Pearl. It's interesting to see how their character dynamic is so different. Ruby's so codependent on Sapphire to know what to do, whereas Sapphire's trying not to show Ruby that she has this weakness, that she can also get emotional as Ruby does. And ultimately it shows this great relationship that they have. It's not as perfect as everyone thinks it is, with Ruby basically fighting back and telling her that she has to be mad, and Sapphire doesn't want to let the emotions get to her even though it's really hitting her hard. Also, Sapphire had this Elsa moment where everything in the room started freezing, and it was pretty funny. Overall, Sapphire is really cool, mellow, and you know, she holds everything in, and Ruby just lets everything out, just like fire. It's really cool how their emotions and how their personality really comes out through their abilities. Ruby, though, she's just hilarious. Even though she's upset, you know, she does throw out these funny one-liners. In the diner, Sapphire goes,
"This will pass. She'll eventually just burn herself out."
That's what you think! I am an eternal flame, baby!
And it's just really hilarious how Ruby has these funny moments even though this emotional side is coming out. Ultimately, they kind of get guilt-tripped by Steven when he gets affected by all this. He's not fully mature enough to understand what's going on, but he understands that he's not liking it and he feels like it's his fault. Which leads to Sapphire realizing that that's not the problem, that it's because of them that he's feeling this way. Because of them, he feels like it's his fault. And they're not understanding that they're basically forgetting about his feelings altogether. This is his family, and he has no other way to understand what's going on when they're fighting and at each other's throats. Whether it's with Garnet giving Pearl the cold shoulder, or Ruby and Sapphire basically splitting up. His world is basically being torn apart by the people that he loves, and he doesn't grasp it, so he feels like it's his fault. It really shows the kind of character that Steven is. He cares for others, and it doesn't show that his maturity is all the way up there like some people think it is, but he's still a kid, and he's still dealing with all these emotions that he fully doesn't comprehend. So Sapphire and Ruby make up, fuse Garnet, and they return back home. When they got back, Steven felt much better. Greg, poor soul that he is, has to deal with the aftermath of Ruby's tantrum. And Garnet basically talks to Pearl with only one line. Not now. It's really heavy, but at the same time kind of a relief that she talked to Pearl, but it's understandable. She's still going through some emotions and she has to work out how she feels. Overall, this episode was great. It kind of felt like a filler, but at the same time it wasn't, because we got to see what was going on between Ruby and Sapphire. And overall, it felt like it was progressing the story. Now we know that Garnet has to realize what's going on within her, and she can't let it obsess her as much as Ruby let it do to herself. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little synopsis and thoughts and theories on what's happening in the episode, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode of Jose's Corner. See you later.